Kadash, double honesty, apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and salutation to the Akim pushing this word in truth and sincerity. This is just a quick hit regarding all the stuff what's happening in the world today. It's all biblical, yeah. And even Esau in his independent magazine newspaper is talking about it. It says here, look, biblical swarms of giant Mormon crickets destroying crops in U.S. West. Remember, it was in Africa as well, Sudan and all that. So the Lord is bringing it on spiritual Egypt now. Okay, it says here, the insects prefer both hotter temperatures and droughts conditions that are linked to global heating, so they say. The Lord is going to globally heat this place up. Let's see if they got any. Satan. Wait, let's cut that off. Let's try and see if we can get some viewing on it. Right, let's try and see if we can get some of that. Yeah. The Lord is bringing that drought as well. Yeah. All the things he brought on Egypt are coming upon modern day Egypt, America, and other places in the world. Let's finish that there, yeah. Let's go into the locusts. Come on, motherfucker. So excuse my English. It's playing up now. See, that's what Satan does. Close. Let's try and close that. See, don't want to move now. Okay, what can we do? Let's just let me pause that sitting. Let me pause that. Pause that sitting. Right, it says here. Let's try and get that out of the way. It says here, farmers in the American West. Farmers in the American West are battling outbreaks of Mormon crickets, insects that can grow almost 3 inches, 8 centimeters in length. In the past few years, the crickets, in addition to grasshoppers, have destroyed swaths of crops as officials spend millions trying to control the swarms, according to the Association Press. And it goes on to say, the climate crisis may be partly to blame. Nope, it's all the Lord. Don't want to give him the credit. The insects prefer both hotter temperatures and droughts. Conditions that are linked to global heating, yes, blah, blah, blah. These outbreaks can be extraordinary as the species often travels in groups of millions or billions of individual insects, says the U.S. Department of Agriculture. So they're just yamming up the line, as they say. It says here, one rancher told AP that the swarms have been truly biblical. Is there any more? Oh yeah, it says more here. You hear them terms there? Truly biblical. They're always using that biblical because they've never seen stuff like this before. The Lord is turning up. Mormon crickets technically are a species of flightless Kathodids and not official crickets, got their name after the ravaged crops planted by Mormon settlers in the 18th century Utah. As they marched across the country, the insects devoured vegetation, damaging crops and even changing patterns of erosion. Water ran off the nutrient cycling, says USDA. Last year, 10 million acres in Oregon, which has been especially hard hit by the species, were destroyed by Mormon crickets and grasshoppers. Residents of affected areas described roads slicked with the remains of squashed insects and fields damaged by the hungry creatures. One Oregon rancher told AP that her land is crawling with grasshoppers and that she had to spend tens of thousands of dollars on hay last year to make up the fields lost to the insects, because she had to feed animals and whatnot. Yeah. In response, officials have taken to spray fields with pesticides, so that messes up your crop. You're eating chemicals. USDA says that the preferred option is to spray only some sections of the field to reduce populations while leaving other sections untouched. Oregon has also allocated millions of dollars to Mormon cricket and grasshopper suppression. The Egyptians tried the same thing, yeah? I should say the ancient Egyptians, because we're in the modern day Egypt now, where the so-called Caucasian is the modern day Egyptian, yeah? And it says, and Babylonian, and so forth and so on. The official survey farm ranchers are recommending spraying if it is more Mormon crickets or 8 grasshoppers per yard, with landowners reimbursed for much of the pesticide costs. But some environmental organizations have raised objections to the pesticide use. Yeah, because you're going to eat poison. Last month, the Xeris Society, which focuses on insect conservation, and the non-profit Center for Biological Diversity sued one arm of the USDA over spraying program, because it leaks over to other things, you see, when you spray. Mormon cricket outbreaks can follow drought conditions, according to the Oregon state government, as warm weather and lack of rainfall help the insect hatch and survive. The U.S. West is currently in the midst of a decade-long mega drought. See, the Lord is just drying up this place, yeah, that has dried up water sources and challenged farming and ranching operations across the region. So this is why we're seeing. Let's get some scripts on these locusts now. Let's get some scripts on these locusts. Right, and it says, look at Exodus 10. This is Exodus 10 and 4, and it said, this should go up a bit. The Lord and Hebrews and wrong refused to humble themselves. Right, they brought this upon the Israelites, and it says, else, if thou refused, no, this is upon the Egyptians, same thing. Else, if thou refuse to let my people go, behold, tomorrow, it's always Satan coming in the midst. Tomorrow I will bring the locusts into thy coast, yeah, and they shall cover the face of the earth, that one cannot be able to see the earth. The woman, what did it say, squashed in the road and covered her field. And they shall eat the residue of that which is escaped, which remaineth unto you from the hail. And ye shall eat and shall eat every tree which groweth for you out of the field. And they shall fill thy houses, and the houses of all thy servants, and the houses of all the Egyptians, which neither they thy fathers nor thy fathers have seen since the day that they were upon the earth unto this day, and have turned himself and went out of Egypt. Right, so there's one script with the locusts. Let's get another one. This is Moses doing his thing, and it says here, by the power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. And it says here, and the Lord said unto Moses, stretch out thine hand over the land of Egypt, for the locusts, that they may come upon the land of Egypt, and eat every herb of the field, even all that the hail have left. And Moses stretched forth his rod over the land of Egypt, and the Lord brought an east wind upon the land all that day and all night. And when it was morning, the east wind brought the locust, and the locust went all over the land of Egypt, and rested in all the coast of Egypt. Every grievous were they, very, very grievous were they. Before them there were no such locusts as they, neither after them shall be such. For they covered the face of the whole earth, as that the land was darkened, and did eat every herb of the land, and all the fruit of the trees which the hail had left. And there remained not any green thing in the trees, nor in the herbs of the field, though all the land of Egypt. Right? So there we have it, man. The Lord is bringing them same locusts, yeah, them same plagues upon the earth. Yeah, so I'm going to say, Kahalo, yeah, by Shim Yavashai, by Shim Kadash, double honor to the apostles and elders, a great millstone, and salutation to the Akim, pushing this word in truth and sincerity. We're in beautiful times, brothers and sisters. Yeah, it's a beautiful time we're living in. We're seeing the Lord's hand stretching out upon modern day Egypt. Wars, rumors of wars, famine, locust, earthquake. Everything what was written was going to happen in the eschaton in the last days. I'm going to say Shalom and Kwam Yasharala and Wa Ababa Bo, destruction to Babylon. Shalom.